What's good, all you amazings? Thanks for tuning in today. It's Coach Ed, and this is Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. I'm back in the lounge today, ready to bring you a very interesting and fun take on the 10 strong New York Giants. This is the offensive line take. So now this one is going to be, like I said, very interesting. So let me just get right into it. With the offensive line, I'm going to break down each of their measurables and just give a little scouting report. And then in the end, I'll tell you who I think is going to make it. Starting with Nick Gates, uh, interior offensive lineman, 6'6", 318, fifth year out of Nebraska. He's played in 34 games with 21 starts per Pro Football Reference. He's tough, strong, hardworking, intelligent, athletic. If not for his injury, he would be our starting center, and he's very versatile. Next up is Ben Bredesen, guard, 6'5", 315, third year out of Michigan. He's played in 18 games with one start per Pro Football Reference. Strong, smart, better in the passing game than the run game. Works good with a good base in the passing game. He's athletically limited, slow to the second level. He needs to continue to work at the run game. Next up is Joshua Ezeudu, guard, 6'4", 308. He's a rookie draft pick out of North Carolina. He's versatile, having played in 36 games with 28 starts at University of North Carolina with the offensive guard and offensive tackles. He's athletic, plays with good leverage, does not get overpowered. He has a tendency to overextend and get off balance, so he needs to refine his techniques in both the pass and the run game for the pros. Next up is Shane Lemieux, guard, 6'4", 310, third year out of Oregon. He's played in 13 games with 10 starts per Pro Football Reference. Shane is very powerful, very good in the run game, has a nasty temperament for the offensive line, and he works very well with Andrew Thomas. He's not overly good in the passing game, where he has limited lateral quickness and he can get beat with speed. Next up is Jamil Douglas, offensive line, 6'4", 301, fifth year out of Arizona State. He's a versatile offensive lineman, but this is his eighth team, having bounced around between the active and the practice squad with all the teams. He's what I call a plug player. Basically, you can plug him in anywhere on the offensive line and he'll play. Now, he's played in 50 career NFL games with 11 starts. He's he is versatile, having played center and guard in the NFL, and in college, he actually played offensive tackle. He was in Buffalo most of last year, so he's very familiar with the system. He's athletic and smart. The issue I found is consistency in sticking with the team. Why? Why is he always going between the practice squad, and why is he not sticking with the team? Next up is Jon Feliciano, interior offensive line, 6'4", 325, eighth year out of Miami. He's a versatile player, having played in 82 games with 39 starts per Pro Football Reference. He has played mostly guard in the NFL with some work at center. He's a hard worker who doesn't quit on any of his plays. He's not the strongest or the most agile, but he's intelligent and he tries to play with fundamentals. Um, Basically, he ends up getting the job done. He does a decent job with his pulls. He needs to get stronger and play with better explosion and balance. And when I say explosion, when he pulls, he doesn't explode into the person he's trapping or setting up. So he needs to do a better job with that. Next up is Max Garcia, offensive line, interior offensive line, 6'4", 309, eighth year out of Florida. He's a versatile player, has played in 93 games with 52 starts. He has a good understanding of schemes and blocking angles. He does well with his hand placement, foot usage on the play side, pulling and swiveling his hips, to set up the block. He's not strong, and he allows defenders into his body. He has no explosion in his pulls or his traps, and he has a tendency of overextending himself and getting off balance. Next up is Mark Lewinsky, 6'4", 310, eighth year out of West Virginia. He's played in 95 games with 74 starts per Pro Football Reference. He's a functional offensive guard who works hard and does not give up on any plays. He's good in the running game, where he definitely uses the proper angles to set up his blocks. He works to position himself to secure his defender. Now, he does have difficulty with power in defenders with long arms because it allows them to get into his chest, and he becomes controllable. He also has issues with speed in the pass game. Next up is Devery Hamilton, offensive lineman, 6'6", 311, second year out of Duke. He has no significant stats because he's basically been on practice squads. He was on the Raiders practice squad in up until September of last year, and then he was signed to our practice squad in October, and then offered a futures contract. But he does have decent size, good size for an offensive lineman. Next up is Marcus McKethan, 6'7", 335. He's a rookie draft pick out of North Carolina. He's a versatile big man. Started at both guards at UNC. He's appeared in 43 games, 37 starts at guard. He's big, powerful. For his size, he does move well, and he does a good job of moving his opponents when he's locked in. He's very good in the running game, but he will struggle with quickness and movement if he's not locked in. Next up is Josh Rivera, 6'5", 330, rookie undrafted free agent out of Kansas State. He's played offensive guard in college, both 46 games with 23 starts. One interesting fact is last year he gave up no sacks in 362 pass sets. He's big, strong, intelligent, and intense. He works well in the run game as he plays with good strength and physicality. He does a good job of keeping his head on the swivel, looking for stunts. He has difficulty with quick linemen and needs to continue to refine his technique. Next is Matt Gano, offensive tackle, 6'4", 305, fourth year out of Wellesley. He's played in 21 games, 4 starts. He's smooth, athletic, quick at both the guard and the tackle position. He plays with good angles, identifies stunts and adjusts quickly, can overextend himself and lose balance. If he doesn't use good technique, he can be overpowered as he isn't the strongest offensive lineman. Next up is Roy Mabeteke, offensive tackle, 6'9", 320. He's a rookie. He's an international player, part of the International Player Pathway Program, and he has no NFL experience. He's an international participant who was signed to the practice squad. He's a big, athletic, and intelligent man. One of the things, he's worked with O.C. Umenyiora and LaCharles Bentley in developing his game physically and mentally. And one thing that O.C. spoke of is his intelligence. Anytime anyone has spoken to him and asked him to go up onto the board, he's able to basically able to explain to you what needs to be done on a particular play and what the rules and the assignments are. He is currently a developmental project. Next is Evan Neal, offensive tackle, 6'7", 350, rookie out of Alabama, first round draft pick, number 7 pick. He's played in 40 games in Alabama with 40 starts at guard and tackle. He's big. He's athletic. He has all the tools to be for an offensive tackle. Long arms, powerful, agile, intelligence, and aggressive. He can work the combos to the second level. His kick steps to gain depth and angle in the pass set is very good. He does have a tendency at times to lose balance, and due to his shoulder, having his shoulders over his knees. So he needs to work better at keeping his shoulders back. Next up is a tackle, Matt Peart, 6'7", 318, third year out of UConn. He's played in 26 games with 6 starts, both at the left and the right tackle. He's long, athletic, a versatile offensive tackle. He has a good punch when he's playing with proper technique. He identifies the stunts and passes off to his partner very well. He does have all the tools to play offensive tackle at a high level, but he hasn't played up to his potential. He also has his injury history. Does he also have the drive or the want to play in the NFL? And last is Andrew Thomas, 6'4", 315, third year out of Georgia. He's played in 29 games with 28 starts. He's athletic, he has good hands, and he's a hard worker. He plays with good technique and intelligence, uses good arm length to stave off his defenders. With his playing with his good hands, he also plays with good feet and leverage. He's very adept in both the run and the pass game. He needs to just continue to build on his functional strength and stay healthy. Now, those are the offensive linemen that are on the roster. Now, in terms of going over the offensive linemen, I'm going to basically go over who we know is definitely going to be there. Andrew Thomas is going to be our starting left tackle. Evan Neal is going to be our starting right guard. I'm sorry, right tackle. Do apologize about that. Mark Glowinski is going to be our starting right guard. John Feliciano is going to be our center. Now, who I have starting at left guard is going to come down to Joshua Ezeudu, Ben Bredeson, Shane Lemieux, Ben Bredeson, Joshua Ezeudu, and Max Garcia. And I think Shane Lemieux is going to be the one that's going to win this position at the left guard spot because of a lot of what, number one, he works well with Andrew Thomas. So they have that continuity. They just need to both be on the field at the same time and continue to develop. He's very good in the run game. So and with what working the outside zone and what we're going to eventually do with the running game, it's going to be beneficial. He just needs to continue to work at it and in his pass game. But I think he's going to do enough to stave off the competition. Now, Matt Peart, he's been up and down his whole time. Third year, last year he was injured. But as I said, does he have the drive and the want to? Ultimately, I think that's going to get part of the reason that's going to get him cut. This coaching staff has no connection to him, so I think he's going to end up getting cut. Roy Mbateka, because of the international tie-ins, and he's a developmental project, he's going to be on the practice squad. Matt Gano, because of his versatility being a swing tackle as well as playing guard, I don't think he makes the roster. But what I think is going to happen is he's going to end up making the practice squad. And, he's just going to be there in case anything happens that they need to bring him up. Josh Rivas is also going to be one who's going to be developed, and he's going to be on the practice squad. Looking at his film, he's big, he's strong, he's physical. He's played against some good competition in the Big 12. He just needs to continue to develop. And I think he's a project down the road. Marcus McKeithen, he's going to make the roster and he's going to be a backup, especially at the right guard position. Devery Hamilton, he's going to end up getting cut unless he has a phenomenal preseason training camp. I don't see him making a roster. Max Garcia, he has a lot of experience, but I think with some of his shortcomings, it's going to get him cut. And I mean, I know he can play center as well as guard, but there are quite a few players who actually can fit the bill. Primarily Jamil Douglas. Like I said, he's a plug player. He can actually play all three offensive line positions, center, guard, and tackle. So I think he makes the roster as that backup center. Joshua Azudo actually is going to, of course, make the roster as a backup. Now, between him and Jamil Douglas, all right. Right now, I've if you count it up, that's 9 offensive linemen that I have making roster making the roster. Excuse me. If they decide to go with 8, then I think Jamil Douglas doesn't make it, and Joshua Azudu does stay on, and they'll just work him in at center to give him some reps. Ben Bredesen is going to end up more than likely. He's not going to make the roster. More than likely, he's going to make the practice squad. But if they feel that they have too many offensive linemen and they want to keep an eye out for someone else who gets cut somewhere else, then of course he'll get cut. But right now, I have him penciled in as for the practice squad. And Nick Gates. Unfortunately, I think he's because of the injury, unless he miraculously really changes things change with him. I think he's going to get cut because of the injury, also because of the amount of money that he makes. Um, you know, if he miraculously is in a position to make the roster, um, and he plays up to his um, what we're used to him playing, and then actually John Feliciano will end up probably getting cut. Um, now if Nick Gates, if he's just right there, then I really can't see him making it unless you're gonna go down to looking at all the offensive linemen. No, I think Nick Gates is gonna get cut. I don't want him to get cut. Um, please believe me, I don't. Um, he has been our best offensive lineman for the most part these past few years. But like I said, with the injury, we don't know right now. We have to wait out. We have to wait to see how preseason camp plays out. But I don't foresee him making it. Especially with the type of injury that he's had. Um, but it just hurts me to say that. It really does. Because he's the epitome of a Giants offensive lineman. And that's going all the way back to when I first started watching the Giants. So um, that's my take on the offensive line. Um, you guys let me know what you think. Where do you think I'm wrong at? Where do you think I'm right? What are your takes on the offensive line? Um, do we keep 8? Do we keep 9? Um, you let me know what you think. I really want to hear what you guys have to think about this, because this is very important to what we, where we are going offensively. So it's very important that we get this right and the guys build up the level of continuity and go out there and play like we hope that they can play. Play like the nasty dirt bags to quote our offensive line, OG Bobby Johnson. Excuse me. Um, but again, let me know what you think. Also, like, subscribe, share on all your social media platforms. You guys helping me will help grow this channel. I really appreciate it. All right, so that's pretty much it for today. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you. All the members of Big Blue Crew, thank you for your continued support. I really appreciate you guys. And I'm looking forward to training camp starting. And let's go Big Blue. And as I always say in sports, make sure you turn it on and turn it up. You guys be safe. Peace.